cute.
Thank you.
Love it.
I'm so happy with it. Okay, I'm just going to make sure. So it already told me that it's recording, so that's all good to go. Okay, I think we should be good.
Yay.
Hello, welcome.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Bitches in Business.
This is episode 26, and it is our first one of 2022.
And it's our first virtual one.
Our first virtual one. We're recording remotely because of the snow. We're a little worried about what it's going to be like. So we figured, why not just be safe and record virtually? I'm excited.
Me too. I mean, it might not sound as good, but
yeah, but you know what? We got to do what we got to do. And I think we've come a really long way, Allie.
I agree.
Right? So I'm excited. Speaking of the snow, we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier this morning, but I have not seen a single paving truck, salter, de-icer, anything.
So today I saw my first salt truck outside my window, and that's how I knew it was okay to drive today. So I did drive to the office, but now it's snowing again. So, but the interesting thing is it was our garbage day today. So people in my neighborhood group were like, oh, they're probably just salting because the garbage truck has to come.
Yeah. So we were supposed to get garbage picked up on the 31st, and that didn't happen. So we haven't had our garbage picked up since like the 20th of December. Like it's been a while. And I know
always so much garbage throughout the holidays.
Well, exactly. And it's always an extra bit of time anyways, because of the holidays and the way that the stats fall. And then of course it snowed over Christmas. And so that just completely shut everything down. So I already knew that the city was going to be a while before they'd pick up our garbage, but it's like, I don't even know what day it's happening on anymore. Is it back to regular? I have no idea. So we'll just wait. I'm just going to leave it out there. And then hopefully one day someone will come by and get it. That's how it goes. And then we've got more snow scheduled for tonight. We're supposed to have, 5 to 10 centimeters, but that's what they said last time. And then we got like 16 inches. So we'll see.
I don't know.
Oh, well, what can you do? Is your car front wheel drive?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. See, that was one of the reasons why I got a 4-wheel drive, because I just didn't feel confident driving in the snow. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Kurt's truck is decent because it has 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
My car, it's front wheel drive. I've got good tires though. So like I didn't slip today when I was.
So that's helpful.
But my street is fucked.
Yeah. Well, and you live like down a hill, so that doesn't help anything at all.
No.
Yeah, I read on Facebook this morning that Stewart was fine, but then Breckenhill Hill was horrible.
Yeah.
Well, my neighborhood's not plowed. So if you don't drive in the little tracks that are frozen, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But that's fine. So how was your Christmas, Allie?
Christmas was good. I got engaged on the 23rd.
Yay! Oh, so exciting. It's so beautiful. I love it.
Here, I'll do a close up for the camera for people who are watching.
So gorgeous. I love it. Kurt did a fantastic job. So that's a really, really exciting way to start your Christmas season for sure.
Yeah.
And
I have to say, our families did not give a fuck. It seemed like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's, you watch so many movies where everyone's just like so excited. Like when I called my mom right away because I didn't want to wait to tell her. I figured she'd want to know right away. And I said, Mom, like Jeremy and I are engaged. And she's like, that's it. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, I kind of thought there'd be more like hoopla. And I was like, I don't know. Like, didn't you want to know? She's like, well, that's cool. I'm like, all right.
That sounds like something your mom would say.
Yes, it is. Exactly. So I feel that pain for sure. Oh, well, yeah. It's exciting.
Well, I'm excited.
I think that's awesome. I mean, what a great way to start the year.
Totally.
And then it also kind of gave you some time over Christmas to like relax and enjoy being engaged and just like revel in the moment a little bit.
Yeah, it was nice. We went away for New Year's, so we kind of had like our own little celebration.
That's fun.
So yeah, it was good.
Cool.
And today I bought my first bridal magazine.
Yes. Oh, you found the one with Maurizio and what's her face on it? That's so awesome.
You remember Mauricio, but not Kyle?
I couldn't remember Kyle. Where did you end up finding it?
Save On.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cute. Oh, I would actually really like to read that after.
Yeah, it's cute, isn't it?
I like that. Yeah, The Knot is one of the better bridal magazines for sure. I don't think you'll like Rocky Mountain Bride.
Okay, that's the only one that I saw when I was in Vancouver, and I was like, I don't think that I'm a Rocky Mountain bride.
No, it's not really your style. So I'm not sure if you like it. The only reason why I would recommend Rocky Mountain Bride is just because it's local. So then you get to see a lot more like local vendors and stuff or venues or whatever. So, I mean, it's worth it in that sense, but The Knot definitely has a lot more stuff in it. I had a hard time because we got engaged right when the pandemic started. I refused to read a lot of bridal magazines because they were all very like how to get married during the pandemic, how to like elope, all this stuff. And I was like, I don't want to know any of that things because I just don't want the pandemic to be a thing when I get married. So I just don't want to read any of these things.
Yeah.
So you probably got some actual good tips in there.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
That's so funny.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, my Christmas was good. I just like, it was so nice to just be able to relax and then like clean my house. I know you did too. I like totally went nuts, started purging, deep cleaning, everything. I loved it.
Yeah. Me too. I love cleaning. Well, I actually don't. I hate cleaning, but I love it when the house is clean.
Yeah, me too. And I find that I have to be in the right mood for it because sometimes when I'm not, it's like, I just don't care. And I'll just like, quickly clean. But when I'm in the mood, it's like, oh, well, now I have to reorganize my whole linen closet. And then, oh, well, I may as well wash all of the sheets, just make sure that everything's all good to go. And then I may as well purge this drawer and, so that I just get on a roll and it makes me feel good.
I purged my closet. I organized my closet. I went through all of my drawers. I got rid of so much stuff.
Yeah, I did the same. I like reorganized both bathrooms, all the drawers, everything, purged everything. I bought like, all the drawer organizers, whatever, for both bathrooms. And, then just like deep cleaned everything that I could see I think I cleaned my showers like 4 times over the Christmas season. And I don't normally do that. So it felt good.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, now that we're in the new year, what are your New Year's resolutions?
Well, okay. So we're doing 75 hard together.
Yes.
So I see you've got your water.
I do. Filled with water.
Yes.
I'm
We're
almost
both on
done.
Starbucks cups. That's funny.
I love the Starbucks cups. Honestly, like it keeps everything so cold, which I really like. And I find I like drinking water with a straw.
Me too.
I actually drink it and it gets through faster. I don't know why, but the whole act of like undoing the lid and taking a drink, like I'm just not going to do it. It's way easier for me just to sit here while I'm working.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yes. So is your water bottle 710 mils?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Okay. So I pretty much drink 6 of these.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing is I've been drinking 6 every day. So I'll be filling up my 5th one next. So I'm almost done.
I'm a little bit behind. I've been recording my water consumption in my health app on my phone.
That's what I've been doing.
Because otherwise I'll forget how many times I've drank it.
Yeah.
So, okay. So this would be my 4th.
Yeah. So I have been, like Jeremy got me a Galaxy Watch for Christmas. So I just like swipe over and I just hit +1 and boom, I'm done. It's awesome. I love it. Well, yeah, the 75 hard. So we're doing it a little bit differently than like some of the ones that you find online. We've kind
We
of
can't even really call it 75 hard. I mean, I don't know what we would call it, but
I don't know. I mean, some of these are pretty hard. So like we're doing no alcohol, a diet of our choice. So, but you have to stick to it. No cheat meals. So like I'm doing low carb, high fiber because my digestion's horrible. So that's going to help. And then no sugar, no drive-through meals, no junk food snacking of any kind, which I find is hard.
Oh, okay. That is hard.
It's very
Yours
hard.
is a little more extreme. For me, for my diet, I'm doing no bread, no pasta. So no wheat. What else? No fast food unless it's salad, because I just get so busy sometimes with work that like that's just the only thing. So like, it's easy to go into Subway and get like a salad.
True. Yep. So, absolutely. I think that's fair.
Yeah. No fast food, obviously no alcohol. I am drawing a blank. Let me look at my rules.
I mean, we're also just trying to like be just conscious about what we're eating. Like, things that are low fat and not anything crazy and, making the right choices about our meals, but we're not doing anything. Jeremy's doing it too. That's why I say we. So we're not doing anything like, oh, we're going to be vegan for this or paleo, or we're not doing any of that, or keto or any of that stuff. It's just, we're trying to watch what we're eating. And my biggest thing was, it was so easy just to like go to A&W and get a burger if I forgot my lunch, or, rip out a bag of chips because I want a snack. And so I'm really just trying not to do that.
Yeah.
And sugar is a big one. No sugar. I'm not like, I'm going to eat sugar if it's in something, obviously, like, but I'm not getting no chocolates, no, candy, because that was really big for me. So. Yeah.
I don't eat that stuff anyway. So like, I don't have a sweet tooth, but I mean, we'll see though. I might, because in the past when I've like go like alcohol free, like I just get like weird cravings for like ice cream and stuff, which I would never eat.
Yeah, so weird. It's because I guess you're replacing it when you're drinking. Yeah,
well, because like if you drink, and I don't drink that often, but like when like there's so much sugar and alcohol that like your body, it gets used to having it, and so you start craving it.
Yep. Well, that's how I am. As soon as I'm done eating, I'm craving sugar. So I've been good so far. So it's hard. So the diet. Well, what else are your rules for eating, Allie?
I only put, no bread, no pasta, no pizza, no fast food unless it's a salad. Because, I mean, I eat bread every day. Mm-hmm. And I eat pasta a couple times a week. I eat pizza at least once a week. Like, so if I just cut that out and just like have something healthier, like that'll make a big difference.
Yeah, totally agree.
That's it. And because I didn't want to be too restrictive, because that's just unsustainable. And 75 days is a long time.
It is. And it is unsustainable. And I mean, so what, you're supposed to like rid your cupboard of all of those things before now? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm cutting out like eggs, soy, dairy. I mean, it isn't sustainable to all of a sudden make that big change. Yeah. So something like this, like cutting out bread and pasta, are good, because then you're starting to find alternatives instead of those things. And then it's maybe when you start to bring it back in, maybe you start to then do like gluten-free pasta, or like orzo, or other kinds of grains like couscous. We had something with couscous the other day, and it was delicious. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
And then we've got our physical activity of minimum 45 minutes per day, which we've both been doing yoga.
We've been doing yoga. I've also been doing Kayla Etzina's on the Sweat app.
What's that?
It is, go follow her on Instagram. Her name's Kayla Etzina's. She's Australian. She has like 13 million followers.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I feel like I already do follow her, but I don't see her stuff.
So I've been following her for years and years. I've done her programs before. So I've been doing her program since Monday. And the thing is, the exercises are all like designed to be quick. So it's only 28 minutes.
Right.
So I'll do a Kayla workout in the morning, and then I'll do like a bedtime yoga at night.
That's a good idea.
Yesterday I just did 45 minutes of yoga because, that's a cardio day. And right. Since I don't have a treadmill and I'm not going to run outside in the ice and fall on my face, I decided to stay in and just do yoga instead.
Yeah, it's really, it's kind of a bad timing, I guess, on our part to start this when in the middle of the pandemic, when the gyms and yoga studios closed. Because prior to Christmas, like I loved getting home and then going to yoga. And I went like 4 to 5 times in a week. I think I went 6 times the last week before Christmas. And so like I liked doing that. And so my thought was like, okay, cool. I'll maybe go to yoga 3 times a week and the gym 4 times a week. And now that they're closed, it's harder being at home. And like we only have a bench press and some weights. And of course they're all like 80-pound weights because Jeremy's a psycho. And so I'm not going to do any of those. And I'm not going to go run right now where it's icy. So I've been trying to do like moto yoga to actually get my heart rate up and feel like you're exercising. So moto yoga Sky went live and did like a whole 60-minute practice. And then they kept it on their Instagram for 24 hours. So I did that one. It was really, really difficult.
Do you track the heat?
No, but I thought about like laying in front of the fireplace while I did it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So I almost did that, but no, I just did it in like the middle of like our living room, dining room. And I just put my earbuds in so I could hear Sky and then just did the practice. And I really liked it. And then last night I did one of the yoga with Adrienne, like that you had recommended. She's so funny.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. So that'll kind of get me through until the gyms and stuff open. Yeah,
she's got hundreds of videos.
Tons of them. And there's all these different kinds and different, skill levels. So yeah, I'm really glad that you recommend.
And length, like if you only have like 15 minutes, you can do a 15-minute yoga. You can do an hour. Like there's just so many different ones.
Yeah, if you don't want to use props or you want to be a little bit more cozy or right before bed or whatever. So yeah, I really, really liked her. So I don't think that one's going to be like that difficult as time goes on, but it sucks that we can't go to the gym, obviously, but
yeah.
So it is what it is. So then we've got the 10 pages of nonfiction that we're reading every day. What are you reading?
I am reading You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero.
Oh, I've never heard of that before.
It's a pretty easy read. Like I'm on chapter 7.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty much like changing your mindset type of thing. One of those kind of typical self-help books, but I mean, it's interesting and it's cute.
Yeah. So I know you're also going to read this one, but I'm reading Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Yes.
And that's very similar. It's just about changing your mindset to not give a fuck about things that don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you're constantly, they call it the backwards law, where you're constantly like trying to be better, but then all that does is remind yourself that you're not good enough. So then by chasing the positive, it ends up being a negative. And so it's all about training your brain not to bother yourself with some of those things that don't really matter. And as time goes on, it'll help you out in the long runs. It's interesting. I like it so far.
Looking forward to reading that.
I think you'll like it. It's quite funny too. So I figure that you'll like it. We're going to have to swap some books after too.
Oh yeah. I got a whole bunch of them for Christmas.
Oh yeah. That's perfect. I need more of them. That's for sure. But
yeah.
How is your journal entry going?
I'm not doing that.
Oh, you're not doing the journal entry?
No.
What? I'm doing it. I like it. I mean, it's like I've said this before, it's not really my thing, but I find that it is helpful to kind of be like reflective and, show gratitude, I suppose, because they say that that's a really like positive thing to do. So, I mean, I'll stick with it. Jeremy's not doing it either.
No.
He's like, can't I just wait and then write like 5 days worth? I'm like, well, no.
No.
The whole point is like building a habit.
Okay, what else are we doing? So skincare routine every day.
Yes.
Yes, I've always been pretty good about that. It's just like, oh my God, New Year's, I got a little drunk and I slept in my full face of makeup.
Yes.
So that's really the only time that I wouldn't like wash my face.
Yeah, I never wash my face ever. So I like take my makeup off in the morning and that's it.
In the morning?
Yeah, always.
Oh my God.
Every day I use my little makeup cloth and I wash it and I take them off and that's it. So this was a big one for me to actually be doing it every night before I go to sleep and have better skincare. So that's my goal. And then we've been doing the no phone or laptop screen time after 9, which is great.
I've been doing 8:00 on weeknights and 9:00 on the weekend.
Oh, that's a good idea. Actually, I never thought of that. I find that like 9 p.m. is perfectly fine. And I've been noticing that I haven't really even been touching it that much before then either.
Yeah.
And especially because like you're so busy, like you're trying to do your 45 minutes of physical activity. You're trying to like read your 10 pages of nonfiction. It's like, I don't have time to look at my phone now.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I do is like after 8:00, then I kind of start my bedtime routine.
Yeah.
I wash my face. I put my phone down. Then I get into bed and I read my book.
Yeah.
Then I go to sleep.
Yeah, this really is the best way to, build a habit, obviously, and just be a better you, right? So I'm already finding, even though it's only been 3 days, I'm already finding that I feel better. I'm looking forward to completing those things. It's a nice like challenge to myself to conquer it. You know, it's hard when you just kind of like want to snack just because, or skip a chore just because, or not wash your face because you just are tired, but it feels good like actually accomplishing those things.
Yeah.
And it's fun that we're both doing it so we can kind of like keep each other in check, you know?
Yeah, totally. I find that drinking the water is like the hardest.
Yeah. It's like, I keep it right beside me, but I think that this kind of comes from working in the restaurant is like, you just never have time to sit and drink water. So it wasn't something I ever really used to do very often, you know?
I mean, I was always pretty good about drinking water, but not 4 liters worth. Like that's a lot. And the biggest thing that I notice is I have to go to the bathroom all the time.
All the time.
Like I'm getting up to pee like once an hour.
Yeah. So I've really noticed that too. And so where my office is, the bathroom is in a separate building.
Right.
So I have to go outside in my heels and the rain and the snow to go to the bathroom. So I've just been like really learning to hold it because it's like such a chore to go over there.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, and I've been waking up in the middle of the night to have to pee. So I think I need to start drinking my water earlier.
Yeah. I've been like trying to complete drinking my water by like 8 or 9 p.m. But I don't have that problem of waking up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. I've been waking up once a night. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my God, I have to pee right now.
You're old. Oh, I always have to pee right away when I wake up. But like, I don't get woken up in the middle of the night though. I have to drink a glass of water before I go to bed because that's how I have to take my laxative. And I have to take it every single night. So, I have to drink like a glass of water. So I've just never really had like that problem, but anyways, I'm liking this challenge. I'm really, really excited to kind of see how it goes. So yes. I feel confident.
Yeah.
So I saw just speaking of challenges, I saw another challenge yesterday on Facebook. It's called the 30-day declutter challenge.
Oh.
So it's 30 bags in 30 days. So each day you go to a different place in your house and you fill a bag with like garbage or purging or whatever you don't want anymore. And the whole point is that after 30 days, you should have like completely decluttered your entire house.
Mm-hmm.
So you do like your kitchen cupboards one day, the pantry, you're under the kitchen sink, your cleaning supplies, junk drawer, your fridge and freezer, whatever. And then by the end of that month, you should be fully cleaned. And these are things that really only take a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So like really you could almost do like 5 things in one day if you really wanted to. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So I might try to do that in like the spring or something as part of my spring cleaning.
That's a good idea.
I know. So I saw today that house assessments are up like 40% in some.
Oh my God. Yes. It's crazy. So, I mean, that's not the market value. Like that's not like the market value of your home, but it is influenced by market trends and what things have been selling for in your neighborhood. So because people are bidding like crazy over the asking price, that is a direct result in why you're seeing a much higher assessment.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our house got assessed at $862.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I didn't
That's
really
right on par with like all the recent sales in your neighborhood.
Exactly. And I didn't really realize that it was influenced necessarily by like what people are selling in and around your neighborhood. So that makes sense.
Well, like think about that because it's like that's the only data that they have because they don't know what your home looks like. Like, if you renovate your kitchen, BC Assessment doesn't know that you've done that.
Yeah. They don't know you have an old fireplace.
Sorry?
They don't know you have a 24 karat gold fireplace.
No, they don't. So
it's just
like, yeah. So like they can only base it on like, what is your square footage, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, and what are the recent sales in your neighborhood?
Yeah. Proximity to schools, I would assume, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And then I also saw another article. I didn't read the full thing, but I saw that this is the first time in history that the inventory levels have ever been this low.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It is crazy. So, I mean, we're all like getting back to work and I'm like kind of twiddling my thumbs. I'm like, I don't know. I got to make calls, but I'm like, who am I going to talk to today? People who don't want to buy or people who don't want to sell?
or people who can't buy because there's nothing to buy. And yeah, that's like really, really difficult. And then it's kind of hard because like, so what kind of markets are you really supposed to go after? And then with how bad COVID's getting, there isn't really a whole lot of networking events or anything to try to meet new clients. And then it doesn't really matter anyways, because there's nowhere for people to be moving into. So, Jeremy and I were talking, I think I finally got him on board with maybe refinancing and like buying like a condo. And then he's like, yeah, but what are we buying? there's nothing to buy. I'm like, well, that's a good point, I guess. I mean,
the condo market is not quite as crazy, but I mean, you're not going to get a smoking deal on a condo.
No. And so then that's the hard thing is like, so then do you wait until the market slows down a bit so that the prices are better, but then we won't have as much equity in our house if the market goes down. So then it's like, that?
We don't know that the market's going to go down. The only thing that really could change is increased supply. So you might not have to get into a bidding war with somebody, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the asking price is going to be lower.
So if they're building more townhouses or more houses or whatever, then there's more supply. So it's right now it's because the demand is so high and we're just not building new places fast enough.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I mean, I've got a lot of people and I talk to a lot of people that are kind of just waiting in the wings. They're like, I want to sell my house, but I just, it's not the right time. I don't know where I'm going to go. So there's a lot of people who are just kind of on the fence about selling. Mm-hmm. And so we need those people to like list their house.
So does EXP or, give you guys any kind of training in the sense of like, what are you supposed to do when you have a market like this to try and like get new clients or, pressure your clients to sell or any of that kind of stuff? I mean, what are you supposed to be doing? This is unprecedented.
Yeah. So, I mean, That's exactly it. It's like no one kind of knows because we've never seen a market exactly like this before.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, there's some training on like, what to say or like, different strategies.
Right.
But like, I mean, no one's seen this before.
Yeah.
So
that's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. Jeez. But it's just like, it's a good thing for some people, I guess, if you're willing to sell right now. But I mean, I guess it's good for those people that are maybe like, have had their house for 50 years and it's paid off and they can,
totally,
downsize into something. But other than that, I mean, it's like, it's a really hard situation to be in.
Yes, it is.
That's crazy. Did you see on the news that Sunwing flight to Mexico?
Yes. I saw it on a TMZ article.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, we always have the news on at work. So like we've been watching it all day. And so like, I guess they were flying from Montreal to Mexico and party breaks out on the plane and the flight attendants aren't able to like handle it. So they had whole bottles of vodka. They're partying like, and I think a few of them have gotten arrested.
Yeah. I heard, that they're going to get massive fines, like $5,000 fines. And like the government's really cracking down because that's just like unacceptable.
I cannot imagine doing that.
Even like not even during a pandemic, like to behave that way on a flight is just insane.
Like it actually kind of made me a bit anxious because I was like, I cannot imagine being on a plane where there's all these people like partying around me and like being rambunctious. Like, no, this isn't the place for that.
No, it's not. Like, it's not like it was like a private jet.
Well, exactly. And imagine though, like, that has to mean that a lot of those people on that plane must have known each other because how do you just get a whole bunch of people together just to like have a party, Yeah,
I know. I think there must have been a lot of people on the same flight that were together.
Yeah, because it's like you don't have like an older couple like sitting in the very back being like, what is happening around us?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, that's crazy.
I haven't been on TikTok today, but I'm sure that there are some videos of it.
Oh, I haven't seen anything on TikTok, but I haven't really been on today.
No, me neither. I noticed that because I'm not on my phone after like 9 p.m., I'm just never on TikTok anymore because that was like my prime time to be on TikTok,
Yeah, you're right.
It's like, you wake up in the morning, you get ready, you go to work, you come home, you eat dinner, you then work out and you do all your other stuff. And it's like, well, I only got 5 minutes for TikTok now. So yeah. Which is good.
I don't know. I might be over TikTok.
Oh, I'm not. I'm never will be.
I know. I would have said that like last week. And then like the last few days I've been kind of scrolling and I'm like, this is all the same fucking shit.
That's true.
Over and over again.
That's true. I mean, I don't know. I still find that I have some pretty interesting things on there. So I like it just for that like I learn a lot of stuff. So like, for instance, there was a lady that was talking about how to clean her baking pans. And so you put your oven on like the self-clean mode, put your baking pans in on all the racks upside down, and then just let it go through its whole cycle. And when you take them out, they're like brand new.
What?
Yeah. Or so she claims. I mean, she showed the whole video and they looked amazing after.
I wonder. I saw one where it was like, do you want to know how to make your pans brand new? Buy new ones.
I like that. That's funny. Well, because really, like they get so bad.
Yeah.
But if you think about it though, the self-clean feature on an oven is meant to help clean your oven. So why wouldn't it be the same for a baking sheet?
I don't know. They do have a temperature limit though. And when this oven self-cleans, it gets like really hot.
That's very true. I'm going to look into this. I want to try it.
Yeah. Well, let me know how it goes.
I will. I also learned 2 other things on TikTok that I wanted to mention.
Okay.
I love TikTok. First, have you seen any of the TikToks about the Colgate toothpaste, about like the striped toothpaste? Have you seen this?
No.
Okay. No. So there's a bunch of videos of people with getting striped Colgate toothpaste and like, squirting it out. It has all the stripes and then they cut it open and they look on the inside and they like mix it all up. and then they squeeze it again and it comes out striped, even though the inside's all mixed up. So then there's videos of people like cutting it open, putting it all into a bowl, mixing it all together, and then putting it back in the tube and then squeezing it, and it comes out striped.
How do you put it back in the tube?
So, well, they just like scoop it back into the tube and like, so like they're cutting off just like the top. So like they're cutting off just the top. They're squeezing it all out into like a bowl, and then they're mixing it all together. And then they just like fill it back in, like, you know, like a pastry bag, like a, you know, and then squeezing it, and it comes back out striped again.
That cannot be true.
Okay. I've watched so many videos about this. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. So I looked it up, couldn't find anything. Well, then there was a dentist that posted his own video, and he goes, okay, I have the reason why. I wrote this out. So different color stripes have the same rheology, which means it's the science of deformation of material. So basically, like different color toothpaste will have the same like molecular size. Makeup, exactly. So when you apply pressure, it'll all stay in the same size and thickness in the tube. But then when you squeeze the tube, the toothpaste comes out thinner. And because of the matched rheology at that time, the stripes are flowing in the same speed and consistency when they come out of the tube.
What?
So when you remove pressure, it regains its initial size. So it looks like a stripe again. So like, it's all just based on like the pressure, the physics, the molecular, everything when it's in the tube and when it's out of the tube. Boom.
Wow.
It's very scientific. There was people that were like, it has to be like dye on the inside of the tube and all this stuff. And it's just like, no, it's just science.
Okay. That's weird.
But there's thousands of videos of people doing this. It's ridiculous. Okay. That's one thing. Second thing, which is actually like beneficial. So there was a dentist talking, these are both teeth things. There was a dentist talking about how if you're planning on getting pregnant, one thing you should do before trying to get pregnant is go to the dentist and get your like checkup and a teeth clean. Because if they find anything like, you know, cavities or wisdom teeth or anything that you have to like undergo surgery or be put under anesthetic or have antibiotics, you want to know about that prior to getting pregnant. Because if you were to be pregnant, there may be certain things that you may not be able to get done during pregnancy. And then, you know, you don't want to find that out during that, obviously, and have like a really painful time. So go to the dentist. If you're thinking about getting pregnant, go and get everything that you need done prior to that, because you don't want to have to worry about it during pregnancy.
Good tip.
I thought that was so interesting. I'd never even thought of that before.
Oh, since we're on that topic, I just want to put a little PSA out there.
Pregnant?
No.
Oh, okay.
Let's normalize, like if someone says that they're not drinking, like don't ask if they're pregnant.
Completely agree.
Like it's ridiculous. There's so many reasons why you are not like could not be drinking that like, no.
I know.
And for the record, I'm not having children. So if I say I'm not drinking, then the reason is never going to be.
Well, and you know what? It's just nobody else's business. I think it's crazy that that's even a part of our, you know, vocabulary or society, that we even have conversations about like, oh, why aren't you drinking? You know, it's nobody's business.
Yeah.
So it's just, we should need to normalize a lot of that stuff in general, that you should really just never question other people's life choices and why they are or are not doing anything.
Agreed.
You know? So.
I've only had one because it's only been like a couple of days of not drinking. But yeah, that was like, it's like, yeah, that's why we got engaged.
Yeah, because I'm pregnant.
Yeah, like, no, sorry.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, I just think that like that's a big thing that needs to change in a lot of ways, is just kind of being too involved in what people are doing and having opinions about it.
Agreed.
One of my New Year's resolutions is to be a better friend by being a better person.
Okay.
Because I'm just like so grateful for you and for some of my other friends that are just like so thoughtful when it comes to, my birthday or presents or Christmas with baking or whatever. Right. And I feel bad because I have a hard time switching from like my work brain to my life brain, that I find that like, it'll be a day before I need to do something and I'm like, oh fuck, I don't have like the perfect gift, or I don't have like this perfect thing. And I feel like I need to put more focus into that kind of stuff. And so that's what I want to do, like to be a better person, is like be more organized, use more like calendars, more reminders, blah, blah, blah. And to hope to like then be a better friend. And I think that also just comes with like your mindset too, of like not questioning what people are doing or not being there for them and what they need as part of their life, you know? So it's like, if somebody is not drinking, like it's none of my business. That's what you want to do. What can I do to help you? You know, like, what kind of support do you need?
That's a great question. What kind of support do you need?
Yeah. Because I think like that's a big thing for guys. Like Jeremy and I kind of talk about that sometimes, is like, if he doesn't want to be drinking, he feels bad because then he'll go and play hockey and stuff. And then the guys are like, oh, what the fuck, man? Like, what? You can't just have a beer? And it's like, maybe I just don't want to be drinking right now, but I don't want to say anything to you guys because I don't want you to harp on me.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a guy thing, which is unfortunate.
Totally. At least people aren't asking them if they're pregnant.
Yeah. Like, sorry, I can't. My wife's pregnant. That's so funny.
Totally.
Anyways, and then I'm hoping.
That's a great resolution. I've noticed, like, oh my God, like it makes me think about how I can be a better friend. Cause like I've been watching Sex and the City. I just watched all of it from start to finish. And then I watched the episodes that are out of, and just like that. And like Carrie is a terrible friend.
She's a horrible friend. Horrible friend. It's
always all about Carrie all the time.
Like, totally. I know. And everything is just like a drop of the hat. And that's kind of like how I've been feeling too about myself sometimes, because like I thought about how when I told you about my cat and how he's been like really, really sick and I'm worried that I'm gonna have to put him down, you called me like every day for 3 days just to like check in and see how I was doing and how I was feeling. And I feel really bad that I didn't do that for you when Rusty passed away, because like I thought about it and I was like, that's just so nice. Like that's just so like thoughtful.
Now I feel bad that it was only 3 days.
Well, the cat's still alive, so it's fine. But like, like I was like, wow, like that's just so nice. And Allie's just so thoughtful. And I want to do that more for my friends. And I just like, I want to like use the examples of my friends and how great they are to me and try to replicate that and be that for other people. But then I think I need to be a better person myself in order to do that for my friends.
Well, you did send me flowers when Rusty died. And that was like,
I thought that I did, and I couldn't remember if I did. And then I was like, oh God, what if I did?
You did. And that was like, just like a lovely reminder. Cause I was in quarantine also when that happened. So I was staring at these flowers all day, every day. And it reminded me that you were thinking of me.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm so glad. I thought about that the other day. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I sent flowers. I'm like, what if I didn't send flowers?
You did.
I mean, I don't know. I just try and like, sometimes it's just the gesture more than anything. Right. Yeah. And so I just like, that's my goal for this year, is like, I really just want to be a better friend. So, and I think that makes you then in turn be a better person and vice versa,
Yeah.
So that's my goal. But, another thing that we had also talked about as a good resolution is every item has a place. Don't put it down, put it back in its place.
Yes.
And I've been really
put it down, put it away.
Exactly.
Yes. A place for everything and everything in its place.
Yes, exactly. Because if an item doesn't have a place, then you don't need it.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I've been really trying to do too. Wow, we're just over here like saving lives, being better people. We're just so great. Yeah. And then, I mean, I'm just trying to like bring that into my business this year too. I'm trying to like streamline things, streamline processes, create a better user experience from beginning to end. How can I do that? How can I make life better? And then in turn, it grows your business.
Yeah, I agree. I know I'm trying to better my business practices as well. We're getting a new website. I've revamped.
We're getting a new website too.
Really?
Oh, that's so exciting. I didn't know you guys were getting a new website.
Yeah. Well, I worked on my personal website. And then we liked how that went so much that we're going to revamp our team website, which is the main one that we all use.
Do you have a personal website?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I have never been on it and now I want to go look it up. Is it alliemorrison.ca?
alliemorrison.exprealty.com, I think.
.com. Yep. It's loading. We have to make sure that I'm compatible with my browser.
What?
Before you continue to exprealty.com, make sure it's compatible with your browser. Add an extension to Chrome.
You don't need to do that.
Okay, I have a feeling that this just... I'm going to look this up later so that we're not doing this right now. But
yes, well, everyone go check out my website.
Yeah.
It is alliemorrison.exprealty.com.
Cool. Okay, I'm definitely going to go check this out. That's like really, really exciting. And I mean, connecting to music. What on earth is going on?
I have no idea. There's no music on my website.
Okay. I obviously have an issue, so I'm just going to not worry about this right now. But yeah, that's really, really exciting. I mean, sometimes I kind of feel like it's nice to revamp that sort of stuff when you get into a new year, because then it just feels so much more fresh. And it feels like a new start, Who do you guys use for your web development?
So we have our website through eXp Realty, and they use a program called KV Core.
Oh, I don't know that before.
It's real estate specific. So
gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's who we're using. And so we currently are using a platform called Real Geeks for our website, thebaldguy.ca, but we're switching over to KV Core, and it's going to be a lot more user friendly, and we're going to be able to do a lot more things with it.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yes.
Cool. Have you guys hired a new admin assistant yet?
We have. Her name is Caitlin.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Yeah. So I've only met her a few times, but she seems really great. So I'm very excited.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah. Seeing that helps getting into like the new year too, is that it's just like a brand new start all across the board.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's so exciting, Ellie. Did you watch The Bachelor last night? Or not last night?
Some of it. I can't.
Okay. So
I lost interest halfway through, honestly.
Okay. So right away, a girl says, I'm just so sad because I was supposed to get married, and today was the day I was supposed to get married, and I just don't know how I feel about it, and I just don't know if I can be here. So then she decides to go and talk to Clayton about it first, and then she's like, oh my God, he's just so nice and he's just so attractive, and maybe I do want to stay. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to give you this rose. I want you to stay. We can make this work. Like I feel a connection. And she's like, I just don't know if I can. And it's like, bitch, take the rose and just give it a try.
Like, they shouldn't even have aired that. They should have just left it out because it was so stupid.
It was cringy the entire time. And it's like, give it a try. Like, you don't even know if he's going to even like you anyways. So like, you might not even be here that much longer. Just give it a try.
It's just a complete waste of time for everyone.
Or then just go home, because clearly Jeremy doesn't understand that I'm filming a podcast and he's trying to call me right now.
Oh, I've gotten like 3 phone calls during this recording. So
really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So anyways, I just think like if your heart's not in it, your heart's not in it. Totally understand. But like what a process to go through to get to that point. And I get that she was like, oh, I just didn't know how I was going to feel until I got there. But what a waste. Oh, man. And then when they actually get into the cocktail party and then that one girl goes and plays cornhole with him and then is kind of like, yeah, just the vibe wasn't there. Whatever.
Oh, that must have been after I tuned out.
Okay, so she goes in, like they have their own little, like, you know, how they all go off into their own little sections and go and talk with Clayton for their 5 minutes or whatever. So they go and play cornhole out on the street and they're like sitting there eating wings. And then another girl comes over and is like, hey, like, can I steal him for a second? And she's kind of like, no. And so she just kind of like sits down and starts eating wings and is kind of looking at him like, are you going to come sit down with me or not? And he's kind of like, am I going with her? Am I not? Like the whole thing was so awkward. And then he ends up going off with this other girl. The first girl comes inside. I think her name was Cassie. And she comes inside and she starts saying to the other girl, she's like, yeah, he's just not my vibe. And the girls are like, what do you mean? And she's like, I just think he's way too nice for me. Like I would eat him up and spit him out. And I just cannot be like America's sweetheart. He's way too nice for me. I don't even like him. She at one point said that she hated him. And then all the girls are telling Clayton, like, you need to talk to this chick. And so he then immediately goes and grabs her and she's like, I never said that. And he's like, well, do you want me to or not? And she's like, I don't know. And so then he sends her home. Like, what a waste. And honestly, Allie, the scenes for this whole rest of the season are insane. He tells multiple girls that he loves them. It showed us all the way up until the final three. It showed us one of the girls that's going to be in the final three. It shows them all crying. There were so many people crying. He's crying. He's broken. They're broken. He loves them all. He doesn't know who to choose. Like, it's insane.
Oh my God.
It's going to be crazy.
Well, we'll see if I watch it.
That's kind of how I feel. I don't understand why the episodes need to be so long, first of all.
I know. Like, even if it was 2 1-hour episodes a week, like I just can't sit there for 2 hours and watch this stupid shit.
It's madness. They put way too much dumb filler in there. What about Salt Lake City?
Oh my God. So good. Okay, Mary is fucked. Like, Mary is just so ridiculous.
Okay, Jeremy just texted me and said, we have BCAA roadside, right?
Oh no.
So that's not good. I don't have my card on me, so I don't even know how to help him.
Okay, well, I'll just talk about Salt Lake City while you get that sorted out.
Sorry.
Yeah, so, okay. I don't even know where to begin. Like, Mary needs to just understand that when somebody says something to you, like, this is offensive, you need to stop saying this. I feel offended. And, like, just be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
Exactly. I didn't realize that you found that offensive. I won't say that again.
Yeah.
You don't defend your actions and say it's not offensive. That's how I feel. Well, you may not find it offensive, but somebody else does.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's so crazy how, especially as somebody who is a minority, how do you not understand that somebody else may also feel offended by something? Like,
he seems to have a little bit. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You would think that somebody who has said that she's experienced racism
exactly
would understand how somebody of a different race would feel.
Exactly. And so that, or at least be compassionate, or empathetic. I mean, the way that she responds is completely the opposite of compassion.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about this and like, she is the leader of her church where people allegedly worship her and all this stuff. So she's not used to people challenging her or disagreeing with her in any way, shape, or form. So she doesn't know how to respond. That's kind of what I think.
That's very true. And so then she never likes to put herself into confrontation. And whenever the girls confront her about anything, she immediately gets up and walks away. And then they can't actually find any sort of resolution to anything. And it makes me feel bad for her and for the other women, because none of this is effective or constructive communication ever. It just blows up into these large fights. Meredith kind of bugs me sometimes because like, I get that she doesn't want to be invited to stuff where Jen's invited, but like, you're invited to a big party. I mean, you don't even need to talk to Jen.
No. And like,
or Whitney.
Also are cast members on a TV show.
What do you expect?
And you have to film together. You just have to. Exactly.
So, and I'm sure that the producers probably said, too bad, you have to invite her, you know? I mean, so at some point it's like, you have to suck it up. And it bothers me that she keeps being like, you know, look at what Jen did to my son and look at what Jen did to Brooks. She already apologized to Brooks. Her and Brooks have already come together and decided that they're fine. So at some point it's like, you can't really use that as an excuse anymore because they've already talked about it. So, you know, she stole from you. That's a problem. Let's fix that. But like, you can't keep using this whole, like, she's hurting my family. You guys have figured it out.
Yeah.
This whole episode, I just was sitting there and I'm like, that you sometimes just want to like insert yourself in the conversation and be like, okay, look, you guys are completely missing the whole point. You're not saying the right things in order to actually like have any resolution. It's very like surface level, these fights.
Yeah.
And they never go anywhere.
Nope.
Drives me insane.
Next week looks really good though.
It blows my mind that we're only like a season and a half into this series and so many things have happened so far.
Yeah.
What was Jen talking about with her mom about liquidating money? Was that for Jen's lawyers?
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering. I didn't really fully catch.
Yeah, she has a $2 million retainer for her lawyers.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. Next week looks really good. There's going to be a big fight between Jen and Lisa.
Yeah, which I feel like was kind of like, a while in the making.
Yeah, I can't with Lisa. Like, she's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. She's getting more and more annoying. Like, I was yelling at the TV while I was watching it because she doesn't get it.
No, I'm excited for the reunion because I hope that like Andy absolutely annihilates Lisa and Mary.
Me too. Because I was thinking about how Andy asked Mary at the last reunion about Mary's comment about gas stations and, now I'm like, okay, he has to ask her about this and he has to call her out. I mean, Andy's really good at calling people out for the things that they say and coming with receipts and saying, that's not okay.
Well, especially with the racism thing. So the racism thing has been
huge,
very, very problematic on other housewife shows. Yeah. Like allegedly, like New York didn't have a reunion because Ramona was doing racist things. It was a big, big thing on Real Housewives of Dallas.
Really?
With Dr. Tiffany Moon. She's Asian. I
saw this, but they did have a reunion.
They did have a reunion, and Cameron was taken to task about it. And she still didn't fucking get it.
Yeah.
But then in the previous season before that on Dallas, Leanne Locken was fired for saying racist things about Carrie, who's Mexican.
I see.
Yeah. So
Mary should be fired for some of the things that she's saying.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're basically saying that you made comments about Jen and Mexicans in the same sentence. I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah.
like, yeah, I really, really hope that she is definitely held accountable for the things that she's saying. I mean, Mary's great for the drama, but I'm tired of her. It's just, you shouldn't be allowed to be on a TV show if you're going to act like that.
I agree.
Ridiculous.
Is Jeremy okay?
I guess he locked his keys in his car.
Oh.
So I can tell that he's pissed off though, because I said I'm podcasting at work, and he asked me about BCAA, and I said, yeah, we do. And he said, it's fine. I'm dealing with it. And I said, okay, is everything okay? And he's like, yeah, my car's ancient. I locked myself out. And I said, fuck, that sucks. And he says, yup. So, but who knows how long that's going to take. So I should probably go home and get dinner ready so that by the time he gets home, he's not a total ass. Is it snowing at your house? Can you see?
I can't see from this room.
Yeah, I've got windows all around, but it's like really dark, so I can't really tell if it's snowing, but I don't think it is yet. But we have like a different weather system out at my office than the rest of Nanaimo.
Yeah. And I have a different one too, because we're like right up from the water, and it's like, we always get like less snow than everyone else, except for this last time. It seemed like we got more.
Well, and I kind of felt like this last time, I mean, we weren't even supposed to get this much snow, and everywhere it just seemed to get a huge dump of it.
Yeah.
I still have snow on my deck that we just haven't really dealt with, but like we had almost 22 inches on my deck.
God.
It was nuts. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I tell people from out of province that it never snows here. I have to stop saying that.
I know. I was talking to one of our suppliers who's in Saskatoon, and I was ordering some stuff from her. And I said, how was your Christmas? And I said, we got quite a lot of snow here. And so she said, oh, it's negative 41 today with the wind chill. And I was like, all right, so I'll take my -1 and potential of snow. And I just will not complain.
Oh my God.
I've never felt it that cold.
No.
Have you ever been to the prairies? Have you ever been to the prairies?
Only once in June.
Oh yeah. So
and there was snow on the ground then.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, that's crazy. I've been to the prairies, but only driving through. I've never really stayed there kind of thing. So, but Jeremy's been there in the winter time, and he says it's very cold.
No, thank you.
Nope. I will take our West Coast weather anytime.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we should wrap this one up.
We shall. This has been a very good episode. We've been, it doesn't tell me how long we've been recording for, but we did good. This was good.
Say about an hour.
Yeah. I'd say we did a very good job, Allie.
Okay.
Well, thank you for joining us. We hope that you'll continue to join us throughout this year, because we've got many more lovely topics to talk about.
And we will have a guest soon.
Yes. I would like to film with my grandmother. So I'm just trying to find maybe a day that works. Yeah. Maybe on the weekends or something we can do something. So yeah, that'll be good. All right. Well, thank you for joining. Find us on Instagram at Bitches in Business, and on YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah.